morning, Village School, and welcome back to another edition of the VES News.
Your newscasters are Carolyn from the Franey Maxwell class
and Hadley from the Franey Maxwell class.
Today is Wednesday, December 18th, and it's a day 2.
Today's character education thought of the day is say what you mean and mean what you say. Now to Caroline at her weather wall so we can check the upcoming weather. It's looking a little drier out there today, isn't it?
Yes, we will actually get to see the sun after a soggy day or two. The current temperature is 30 degrees. The high is expected to be 35 degrees with a low of 16. It will be cold at the morning bus stop in the morning. With a high, tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 26 and an overnight low of 20. Don't forget your hat and gloves with these temperatures. Looking at the radar, we see clear skies. Our moon is waning towards a new moon. There will be outdoor recess today. Please stay on the lower blacktop and playground equipment because the ground is still wet and muddy.
Thanks, Caroline. Today's lunch will be rotini with meat or marinara sauce.
Don't forget those sides and veggies.
Served with seasoned peas, a veggie cup, and fruit.
Tomorrow's lunch will be maple burst mini pancakes,
along with turkey sausage, cinnamon glazed carrots, and fruit.
At this time, please stand as we honor our country with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Now is your chance to be a part of the winter chorus with Dr. Bell and other talented 4th grade singers. The link to sign up is on the main VES webpage.
Tomorrow is the big day when we get to hear the amazing voices of the high school carolers. They will be singing around the building, so be sure to listen for them.
Friday is an early dismissal day, and we start the day with a whole school morning meeting and a fun sing-along. It will be a great way to kick off our last day of school before break.
Now for the last episode of Caught Being Kind for 2019.
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Caught Being Kind. One of my favorite Dr. Seuss's books is Horton Hears a Who. In this book, Horton shares that a person is a person no matter how small, and he goes to great lengths to keep the sound that he hears on the flower safe. Sometimes at VES, we have fuzzy little friends too. The caterpillars, spiders, stink bugs that we may find might not be people, but that doesn't mean their life doesn't matter. It does. Miss Weiner was caught being kind when she was spotted protecting the life of a little critter. Miss Weiner noticed a fuzzy little caterpillar crawling through the halls. She decided to scoop up the little guy on a piece of paper and help him get back outside. Nice job, Miss Weiner. Horton would be proud. A good friend can't fix your problems, but they can promise that you don't have to face them alone. Abe was caught being a good friend when 3 students in his class were having an argument. Abe helped his friends and classmates take turns talking about the problem and supported them to work it out. Thank you for being a good friend, Abe. Small acts, when multiplied, can impact the world. Vishnu was caught demonstrating just that, a small act of kindness that, if multiplied by all of VES, could really help our school and our environment. Vishnu found a used string cheese wrapper that was left on the carpet. Instead of passing it by and thinking it was someone else's problem or responsibility, he took it upon himself to pick it up and stated that it is important to keep our school hallways clean. Thank you for your act of kindness, Vishnu. Many acts of kindness will go unnoticed, and they go unnoticed because kindness can be as small as a smile to a friend who is having a bad day. I love it when I am able to share with you acts of kindness that are done without the motivation of a reward, of recognition, or praise. Chase was caught being kind when he noticed that water was dripping from someone's cubby. Without disrupting the lesson, he quietly and discreetly so not to interrupt or cause a stir or a distraction, got paper towels and cleaned it up. He discovered that a water bottle was leaking, and he helped to quickly and quietly resolve the problem. This tells me that Chase wasn't helping because he thought it might get him on copying kind. He was helping because he truly wanted to help out with a problem he noticed. Thank you, Chase, for acting swiftly and quietly. Saying thanks costs nothing, but it can mean everything. And it meant something to a Brown Stefanisco student. We often forget that our classroom helpers stop what they are doing to help others. They're sometimes the last in line or get started on an assignment after everyone else. It's easy to forget that they're still giving and helping in their jobs and duties. A student from the Brown Stefanisco shared with her teachers that a student in their class recognized her kind work. This student had the class job of being the door holder. Each and every time the class walked through the doorway, Lewis was copying kind when he always made sure to tell her, "Thank you," as he walked through the open door. Thank you, Lewis, for using kind words and sharing your thanks to your classmates for her work. She noticed it and she appreciated it. Finally, I have a very special story to share with you about an act of kindness where great character was displayed by our very own Lewis Lee. It was shared with us by Lewis's bus driver that Lewis found a wallet under his seat. It belonged to a high school student and former VES Bluebird named Lucas Allen. Lucas's wallet has his ID in it and a good sum of money. Lewis turned it in to the bus driver. When the bus driver was able to give the wallet back to Lucas, he was so thankful and happy to get it back. He decided to share his thanks by writing Lewis a thank you note. It reads, do you want to come on over to hear this, Lewis? Dear Lewis, thank you for finding and turning in my wallet to our bus driver. It takes a really cool kid like you to be kind enough to return something with money in it to someone you have never met before. You have no idea how happy I was when I figured out you had been kind enough to return it to me. From Lucas Allen. He wishes you a Merry Christmas, and he says, P.S. Tell Miss Weiner I said hi, and that mental math really helped, so keep it up. This is your thank you note, Lewis, to you from Lucas. So there you go. Can I shake your hand, actually, for being copying kind and displaying that kind act? And everybody in the room, if we could give Lewis a round of applause, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lewis. This is such a special story to share with you now during such a special, magical holiday season. Thank you, Lewis, for doing the right thing and thinking of others. I admire your honesty and your integrity. Doing the right thing, even when no one is looking, or during a time that might feel hard or challenging, is really special. You set a great example for your fellow VES Bluebirds. Now, back to Hadley and Caroline.
Thanks, Miss Fornell. Congratulations to everyone being copying kind.
On this day in history in 1620, the British ship Mayflower lands at Plymouth, Massachusetts, and its passengers prepare to begin their new settlement.
You can visit that location today, known as Plymouth Rock.
Our country has such a rich and interesting history.
Yesterday, peer partners were busy loading up the box truck filled with gifts and food and clothing.
Today, the truck will be heading down to the Young Scholars Institute. Great work, everyone. You will see and hear more about this on Friday during our whole school morning meeting.
For the VES News Network, this is Hadley signing off.
And this is Caroline signing off.
Tune in next time for another edition of the VES News.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Remember, Blazer says be your best at VES.